So we've been out in the heart of Rutland this morning, riding the Specialized 2015 family around the lanes around here at Barradon. Not the sunniest of days, eh, George? But we got there in the end. So we've been on three different bikes, doing three different jobs this morning. But all got something for the rider for this season in 2015. Have the Venge, the Roubaix and the Tarmac. And I've started out on the Roubaix here, so maybe if we talk about the different jobs these bikes are doing. Roubaix, Specialized first endurance bike, and now thought through again for 2015. What do we see on this Specialized Roubaix SL4 Sport 2015? We've got a carbon fact frame, got a carbon seat post. It's a full 105 chain set. Everything about this bike, down to the zerts, inserts, is about one thing, that it's about compliance. Now, compliance is the word to use rather than something like comfort or something that's going to imply a slightly slower ride, because when you're out riding around somewhere like Rutland or anywhere else in England, March now, long hard winter, you're out on the roads, it's not the most comfortable of experiences. We're not in Mallorca, a lot of potholes out there. You need a bike that's going to give you a compliant ride, and everything about this bike from the ground up is built to make it a comfortable ride. That comfort means smoother means go longer. So if you're out riding 100 miles this time of year, you want to get out, put a ride in where, you know, when you put your foot down, you're feeling in good shape because you haven't been doing battle with the frame for the last 2 hours. It's actually been helping you. You're in good shape to go faster. So that's what the Roubaix is all about. It's about endurance. It's a great bike. It's a great bike for somewhere like here in the UK where, yeah, it's not a velvet, smooth mattress that we're riding on. But George, you've been on the Venge here. What about that? A very different kind of bike, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The Venge is more sort of a thoroughbred race machine. The carbon's stiffer. You've got full Ultegra on it as well. And it's very much made for the sort of stage racing or local crits, or something where you're going to be trying to accelerate out of every corner as hard as you can. So it's got full Ultegra spec on it with a carbon FSA crank and front fulcrum wheels. There's a reason you see Cavendish sprinting on it. It's the acceleration is a lot more responsive. But at the same time, the weight hasn't been compromised on it. It's still a very light bike. And with the geometry of it, it's very easy to make it fit you.
And then I suppose we both had a go on the Tarmac Expert 2015 we see here. This bike, again, Ultegra, carbon cranks, FSA there. Again, fulcrum wheels on this bike. And if you're looking at the Roubaix compliant endurance, the Venge, aero, speed, efficiency, thesis, antithesis, synthesis in the Tarmac, where we see something which is proving extremely popular this year, and there's a reason for that. It's an extremely light bike. It's a bike which is a little bit more rigid. It's a little bit stiffer than the Roubaix, but it's not an uncomfortable bike, George, is it? I mean, no, you've been riding it around this morning. In fact, that's one of the things that we noticed, really. Yeah,
the performance of it is actually it's really quite amazing. The climbing on it, especially with the reduced weight, is very good. And because it is so stiff, it's so much easier to climb on as well.
Yeah, and you really notice how light it is, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. And the geometry of it makes it so much easier to handle as well, compared to a lot of bikes.
Yeah, Specialized talk about this rider-engineered platform, which comes from working with guys like Contador, guys like Cavendish. What they've noticed is moving through different sizes in the frames shouldn't just be about scaling up or down from a 56. So when they look at a 58 or a 54, they're actually building that bike from the ground up to be right for the size of rider, especially something which came feedback from Contador on his smaller framed bikes. And I think that underpins the popularity of this bike this year because, well, we've both been on it and it's a great ride. So in summary, all three of these bikes are doing a great job. They're all doing something slightly different. It's no surprise they've been a really popular group of bikes this year. I think it's no surprise the Tarmac's proving extremely popular as well, right? But, well, frankly, enough of sitting around here by the duck pond, which seems to be freezing over during the filming of this event. Spring, what spring? Let's get stuck into the Exeter Arms and have a coffee, I say.